So this is a joint. So everybody, let me give you a little origin story on this. Everybody got a bad day that they have. They ain't in for the games today. And instead of getting mad, nowadays you beefing with somebody on the record and somebody end up dead and missing and all, and it don't have to be like that, man. I've developed coping skills, coping mechanisms, and lived a little bit to know that life has some value, and if I can, I'd like to keep living it a little bit longer. So, to take it to the streets when it ain't that serious is just it's ill right now, and a lot of it, a lot of the anger is coming from the COVID isolation, being locked down for a period of time like that. So now you can kind of understand how cats who did time in the joint field, like we only did a year. we was only locked down for a year, and we killing each other. So, I'm a so something happened. So that's how this song came about. So I was playing this beat, right? And I had already written something to it, but I wasn't enthused about it. It was cool, but I wasn't enthused about it. So, I just kept it around and it was just around. But then I came back to it and was listening to it, and I still not satisfied with the vocals, but the beat was hard. So I'm like, damn, I gotta do something with it. And then out of the blue, I get this message, and from this person that I haven't spoken to in 3 years, literally, right? And they accused me of something. It's the weirdest shit ever. I ain't heard from them in 3 years. And when I stopped talking to this person, because we were entwined in some business shit, and I separated myself from them completely. I did some things and turned it over to him so that he could be autonomous and do his own thing, so that I wouldn't have anything to do with him. So for 3 years we were separated, and then I get a message from this person out of the blue, man, out of the blue. I'm minding my own business. I ain't thinking about this cat. I thought about him every now and then because he was cool. He was like a big brother. And but anyway, when I saw the name, I was thinking, part of me in the back of my head was thinking, "Oh, is this like the reconciliation? Or is that And then I read the message, man, and it fucked me up. He accused me of some technical shit. Like he accused me basically of stealing. I guess it would be data that you can't do on this particular website. Like he just doesn't understand his shit. Even when I worked with him, he didn't understand how to use this. I'm the one that set everything up. And to this day, 3 years later, he still don't understand how to use your shit. So he blames me for some shit. And then I explained to him how this is impossible and why, and this, that, the third. And he's like, oh. And so then I'm like waiting for an apology. He doesn't apologize. So I say, damn, I'm you ain't gonna apologize? He was like, for what? I was like, so I quoted what he said to me. I'm like, anybody else would construe this as an accusation of stealing. Well, I you explained it. I said, okay, cool. And basically he said, nah. He was like, nah, I ain't gonna apologize. So I'm like, wow. Like, little shit like that, those microaggressions, little shit like that. If me, the way I look, the way I sound, if I did that to people, they already be griping and intimidated because of my size and the way I sound, the way I look, all that. If I did that to people, they call me a monster. I've been saying that shit for like the last 3-4 years. If I did the shit that people did to me, they would call me a monster. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So when he hit me with that message and that transaction, that communication ended, it just left me stuck like, what the fuck was that? Like, what just happened, right? And so, remember the song, I had been playing the song, it's in front of me. So I hit the space bar and it starts playing. And all of a sudden, the words that I had written for it all before, that shit didn't even register. It was, they call me, oh shit. So I started saying, and I started writing, wrote that shit in about 30 minutes. So this is what this song is, called Monster. And I hope you enjoy it. And let me do this at the same time before I blow some shit up. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. If I did what niggas do to me, call me a monster. Fuck around and find out. If I did what niggas do to me, call me a monster. Yeah. Fuck around and find out. I ain't no gangster, but I ain't no wankster either. I choose to use my skills for good, encourage my people. My niggas take kindness for weakness. Been here too long to know that sometimes you got to handle your business. Go toe to toe, flow to flow, L to the bowl, body blow, third set I'm swole. Self-control is what I maintain, because I've seen a little bit of life, although hard work worth it to maintain. Refraining from doing damage to my life. Your life is worth more than a little bragging. You don't make it this far, talking reckless, but wrong is wrong, and sometimes you got to be put on that checklist. If I did what niggas do to me, they call me a monster. Fuck around and find out. If I did what niggas do to me, they call me a monster. What they call you? Behind your back. Fuck around and find out. I was minding my own business, just chillin'. Motherfucker gon' call me out the blue, talking about he got a feeling. He drunk, so I already know I deal with him. He like my daddy, he'll pass out and then you'll forgive him. Drunk ass, you don't know his shit. Call me years later to blame me for some shit. Not an apology for that other shit, but renew what angered me and I thought on purpose. Why would you do that? You so happy, but that misery-loving company need a pappy. I ain't the one, don't bring that shit over here. Match my energy and accomplish something to be revealed. If I did what niggas do to me, call me a monster. Fuck around and find out. If I did what niggas do to me, call me a monster. Fuck around and find out. That shit is banging, man. Yeah. So that song hit me after that, and so I thanked him. I didn't put the name or nothing like that on the thing. I took that negative and turned it into a positive, and now I'm gonna get royalties off of him being ignorant. You know what I'm saying? I do good under pressure. Like I do good, like battle rapping on wax. I'm good at that shit, and part of it is because I'm a comic, and so coming up with punchlines about somebody is easy, and telling a story, it comes easy to me. So, and if I'm mad, like one time we did a battle rap against this group, and they came at us first with their song. They shit was so bad, we didn't even have to put ours out. So to this date, that's the song that we did to battle them with. Has never been heard in the public sphere. It had never been released. Our shit was dope, man. Yeah. I ain't gonna bring it. It's gonna bring up a lot of bad memories. But yeah, man. So I guess I'm like Gwen Stefani in a way. So if you know who Gwen Stefani is from the group No Doubt, every hit that they had was because somebody fucked her over. Somebody had a joke where they was needing another hit, and and they was like, who's Gwen dating now? Some shit like that. But yeah, man, when I'm triggered, I get inspired. I have something to pinpoint on, and boom, I'm on it, you know. So, and I'm gonna get to the MC Ren story. I'll get to it after this song. So as I was saying before I started taking, you know, like ballads and connecting them with hip hop beats, you know, like popish kind of songs to hip hop beats, meshing them together. And again, maybe somebody's already doing that shit, and you know, I'm just jumping on the bandwagon. I don't know, but I haven't heard. I ain't been bumping that type of music, so you know, I'm making what I would like to hear, and it's been doing pretty good. And it's been sounding pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine listening to a song that's supposed to be somewhat depressing, but you like, you know what I'm saying? So this one's called "You're Not Even Mine." It's available on Spotify. But if you want to support me, support us as artists, you can buy it on Bandcamp. I'll put it in the comments sooner or later. This is called "You're Not Even Mine" by Mr. Woosaa, featuring Hood Rawlz.
I've been thinking about you, baby. Can you never call me lately? You've been around for way too long, and I still can't call this home. Can I be the one that you call when you're alone? Can I be the one that you hold to feel like home? I know I shouldn't have been jealous when you aren't even mine, when you aren't even mine, when you aren't even mine. See you walking out the door, honey, with me 'cause you're bored, honey, keep me wanting more. When I'm looking at those lips, all I wanna do is kiss, honey, keep me wanting more. When you aren't even mine, when you aren't even mine, when you aren't even mine, when you aren't even mine. when you weren't even mine. When you weren't even mine.
You're Not Even Mine by Mr. Woosaa. Shout out to Jasper from Monroe, Michigan. I went to his inaugural open mic night. It was pretty cool, especially our headliner at the end of the show. He was a treat, to say the least. Yeah, so if you know what I said, what I was saying about the song and the hip hop beat in the background is pretty, it gives a different feel and flavor. The song is about unrequited love. You know what I'm saying? But you still like, that song could have been good just with a guitar, strumming, but put a little flavor to it, and now you got it. So, my MC Ren story. I've told this story several thousand times. Never really in this format, maybe. So, in the early days of my pursuits of happiness in the entertainment business, I was in LA and I was hanging out with an old friend, and he's a supermodel, and he's the reason why I know anybody I know in Hollywood to this date. If it wasn't for my connection to him, my trajectory and whole life might have been different. And so I met him through a mutual friend of mine. So those two people, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have met him. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got introduced to everybody that I got introduced to when I did go to Hollywood. So he took me over one of his friends' house, which is now another mutual friend, Ken Hollis, I can say his name, Ken Hollis, a great photographer. Ken does like photo shoots for album covers and magazines, et cetera, et cetera. So he took me over Ken's house to help Ken with the photo shoots that he had for the day, and do a couple photos himself. So I'm just there hanging out, chilling. Like, it was a loft. It was dope too. One of them lofts, like one of them buildings in LA where it looked like you wouldn't want to get caught after midnight, or as soon as the sun go down, you like, where you at? You strapped. One of them buildings. But if you go inside, that shit is whoa, like some MTV Crib shit. That's how old I am. Anyway, so we go into the loft. I'm like, wow, like this shit is dope. Took me on the roof. He was barbecuing some shit on the roof, and somebody was Ren there already. I'm just gonna say Ren was there already, or he came shortly after. He might have came shortly after we arrived. I can't remember. But he arrived. He was bald at the time. Cool, laid back, wasn't talkative. He didn't say nothing unless you said something to him. I don't really know what he was there for. I assume he was there for a photo, do pictures or whatever. But that was it. And I'm there to network, so I was, partly not wanting to be, ride his dick, and not want to miss an opportunity just in case he was somebody that could advance my screenwriting career, right? So, we sitting on the couch together, and mind you, at the same time, on the table in front of us, in the living room, is pictures, a photo album, and some black and whites that Ken had done of NWA. All of them. They in zoot suits. They got Tommy guns. They dressed like that old Chicago Mafia style gear, in black and white. MC Ren is right in them pictures, and I seen it, and I never made the fucking connection. Right, I'm not making the connection at all. That and that I didn't even make the connection that in the pictures was NWA until I looked at him after Ren left. But I'm skipping ahead. But anyway, so I'm talking to him, asking him questions. I even at one point asked him, so you in the industry? And he kept it cool, man. He was humble. He wasn't braggadocious. He's like, yeah, something like that. I was like, oh. So at that point, that was like the third, fourth, fifth question. I was like, let me leave this nigga alone. It's obvious to me, and I wasn't naive. It's obvious he didn't really want to get into it. So I left him alone. And at some point, he asked me if I knew where to get some weed. So I was like, all right. I didn't know. I told him I did not know at the time. I said, not in that area where we were. And my boy that brought me there, he didn't smoke. So not to say that I didn't. I don't know if I asked Ken or not. I don't know. But I wasn't the one who gave him weed. Put it like that. Whether he got it or not is another story. And then later on, his wife shows up. I know it was his wife because that's what he said. He, how he introduced her. She had this fat ass diamond on her hand. Blah blah blah. But I'm not knowing that his name that's MC Ren. So I'm just thinking it's just some nigga that's there, right? So she leaves. He does what he's there for. Then he leaves, and then now it's just me, Ken, and our mutual friend, the model that brought me over there, Kevon. So I don't know where Kevon was in the house, but he was in earshot. Ken says, "I'm sitting at the table. I'm sitting at the where we had always." Been sitting or retreated to when we weren't doing whatever. And like I said, that table in front of us had black and whites of NWA. So Ken says to Kevon, yo, Key, do you see them pictures on the table? He was like, yeah, of NWA. And then my ears perked up. I'm like, and I look again. He's like, yeah, I saw them. They was dope. He was like, they ran him. I'm like, they ran him. Audio went out. Oh, camera went out too. Hang on. I'm back just on another camera. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, I'm back on another camera, right? You can hear me on another camera for now? So I look at the pictures. Now remember Ren, I never really seen Ren without a hat. Remember in the videos, he always had a hat on, right? And when I'm with him, he bald head, so I'm not even putting two and two together. So I look at the pictures again, and now I'm putting two together. I'm like, so I say, hey, I see Ren. I'm like, what? No, that wasn't. I said, hey, yo, was that MC Ren sitting here? Both them cats came out and looked at me like, and Ken was like, I'm gonna have to take your hood card. What? You did? I was like, are you serious? I've been sitting here the whole time with MC Ren and not knowing it. They was like, pretty much. And so, yeah, man, I had thought about that for weeks. I'm like, damn. But that's part of who I was though when I lived in LA, man. I wasn't what you call a groupie. Although I was asking them questions, I was being moderate with it. I've seen, oh my God, I've seen some, and I could tell that he didn't, I could tell that he was in the business. His demeanor was cool, calm. He wasn't flashy. Even what he had on was some shit that I would wear. It was dope. But it wasn't, it wasn't bling bling. He wasn't way out there. He kept it cool, man, and he kept his anonymity until he left. I was like, damn. That's one of the experiences. I'm like, wow. I can say that I kicked it with him, met him, and talked to him. He was cool, but I can't say that like I talked to him and knew that he, maybe my questions might have been different. Maybe, man, I just thought about that. Maybe my questions might have been different had I knew it was MC Ren. Like that whole conversation, that whole experience could have been different had I knew who he was. Man. So on that note, I'm gonna play another song. That's my MC Ren story. I'm gonna play another song that I've released. Oh, so this is the summer jam right here. The song I'm about to play you, I'm gonna need y'all to go get this. Again, it's always better if you actually buy the song from Bandcamp, because that's where we get immediate money. I take all that money and use it for advertisements for music, my music as a whole. So, but it is streaming. It's called No Cap. There's a skit in the beginning. It's my way as hood Rawlz bridging the gap between young and old. It's my song. It's my house party song. So like the concept of it is, the rents go away and the kids I play at home. Daddy comes home in the middle of the party. Daddy spits a verse and then tells him turn that shit off, blah, blah, blah. It's funny, it's banging at the same time, and it's not corny. The young and old can enjoy the song. It can be played anywhere, and it's banging. It's a song you can roll up to the light to and be like, yeah. You pop your trunk to this one. So it's called No Cap. Go get that, hood Rawlz.
You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
Pull it to the crib, all dripped out, yeah. Go to the garage, see the whip out. Driving in a Lambo 060 real fast. Get a spot in the club and I'm throwing that cash. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. Always up top, I don't need a rehearsal. Skipping to the money like I skip over commercials. Shot so wet like I'm Steffi Squirtle.
Pull up to the club, I'm that boy with the cash. It don't matter if I'm not invited, I'ma always crash.
No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. Always up top, I don't need a rehearsal. Skipping to the money like I skip over commercials. Shot so shot like I'm Steffi Squirtle. Not so wet like I'm Steffi Squirtle. Pull it to the crib, all dripped out, yeah. Go to the garage, see the whip out. Driving in a Lambo 060 real fast. Get a spot in the club and I'm throwing that cash. No cap.
See you later, getting love, yeah, you getting haters. So hating on the game and they hate the player, cause every time they hear my name, it's gonna be greater.
No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle.
Spitting out money like cash machines. Bitches be throwing it back on my jeans. I'm getting that wet and I'm living a dream. So high if the gases are not what they seem. I've been living life the best. Cashing out on hella checks. I got the neck ice on my neck. I call the shots, Bill Belichick.
Jiggle with it, move the middle with it, jiggle with it, move the middle, then stop.
Go with it, get it, you can go till you're
Yeah. Go tell your friend, I'ma go tell mine. We can do this tonight, leave it all behind. Talk about pull up, you better put up. I just don't pull this out for any old clubs. OG, just passing through. I'm just checking out what these youngins do. I stay in my lane, I'm too old for games. It's all cash. I'm going to bed, man. Turn my shit off when y'all done. Get off the furniture. I ain't no hater, but put some respect on it. Respect it. In here humping and munching. Hey, little guy. Turn this shit down.
Pull up to the club, I'm that boy with the cash. It don't matter if I'm not invited, I'ma always crash.
No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle. No cap, I ain't got no squares in my circle.
Go in again and again and again and again. You could go tell your friend.
That's my jam right there. That's it right there. Y'all better go get that.